Hello, hello. I'm so excited to see all of you. I'm really happy to see uh, everyone who is joining to this live stream. And right now, would be nice to see how good our connection is. And before, of course, talking about anything, I want to say that we will do today a video reaction, and this video reaction will be about the biggest data centers in America and the USA. And obviously, I want to understand why data centers important and why some people maybe do not like them. There will be interesting videos for us to watch, and I already found one of these videos. There are plenty, a lot of them. Uh, Choice you can find, big choice on the internet, on YouTube you can find, but for me, main criteria, try to find some videos related to this topic where there will be no copyrights, because you know how it works, and I do not want to be blocked just because I'm doing a video live stream during yeah. And anyway, let's check our connection. And I'm really happy to see. Yes, looks like we are live. That is amazing, and actually perfecto. Perfecto. What I want to say also, um, videos will be maybe long for some people, but don't worry, it is not necessary to be and to stay all the way with me. And if you like this topic, please leave your likes. Yeah, that would be nice. And also would be nice to see your comments below, because it is always nice to know your opinion. What do you think about data centers? The reason why I want to find more about data centers, because everyone is talking about them. It is kind of hot topic, and a lot of people talk about them, and I saw many videos when people reacting to they do protests. Some of them they support, and some of them do not support. But eventually, what I'm talking about, that there are a lot of discussions about them. But what can I say? For me, I have a quite extremely simple uh, goal in front of me. I know that if you do not like data centers, maybe you can find something why they're necessary. And maybe if you like them, maybe you will find in some videos why, if they're upside down sides. Yes, everywhere is, well, you can find pros and cons, and so that's what's the purpose of my live stream, to try to understand what is going on with data centers, and why people so obsessed about them. Yeah, that would be nice to find out. One sec. And as background, I found this amazing video photo with this data center. Well, basically, we are in data center, and I was watching today some article. I didn't read everything there, but some people say that one question in ChatGPT is equal one normal per day portion for human being. It is 2 liters of water. I don't know, is it true or not? I have no clue, but maybe we will find out about this. And yes, before watching this video will be, first video at least, will be from Network Check. Before watching this video, of course, I encourage you to leave likes, to leave your comments below, to find my Amazon wish list. You can easily too in description, or yeah. And yes, let's jump into this. Okay. And I will be glad if you will give suggestion to watch maybe related to this topic videos about data centers. What you would think would be nice to know. Oh, nice to watch. Okay. Wear my headset. Looks like we have good sound. And let's go.
The world's biggest companies don't use the internet like you and...
One second.
What if I told you the world's biggest companies don't use the internet like you and I do? They have a direct connection to each other. They're neighbors, bypassing the big bad wild internet. And they do that here. This is where the internet lives. This is the Dallas Infomart. 1.5 million square feet of data center goodness. 8,700 strands of fiber, multiple internet exchanges, over 140 networks peering at terabit speeds. It's one of the most connected buildings on Earth. In fact, if you're watching this video from here, your packets are likely going through this building right now. So, let's try and get in there.
From where?
It's
From
connected
here?
buildings on Earth. In fact, if you're watching this video from here,
From the USA or from Texas? Yes. I am in Houston, and high chances that this live stream information or everything goes exactly from this data center. High chances of this. I don't know. Who knows? But it's quite possible. And for me, data centers, it's something fascinating, something extraordinary. People could not like maybe a lot of things about them, how about environment concern. I'm thinking a little bit strangely maybe for some people, because internet is everything, at least for me. And in lives of millions of people, internet is everything. It is the only way. It is the only way to communicate with people, to connect, to find connections. Some people live in villages, in a rural area, and yes, internet is everything for them. It is like how you will be able to call to the hospital. Every call goes to the data center, usually. That's how I understand. Yeah, of course, depends a lot of the factors, probably. And I see first message from Charmersfy. Hello to you, heart to you. Thank you for your support. Be strong. Thank you for your message. And yes, you can see map of Texas here. Ooh. Amazing.
your packets are likely going through this building right now. So, let's try and get in there. Get your coffee ready. We're gonna go play inside a data center. It's gonna be kind of crazy. Look at all these timestamps and cover.
Look at this.
Let's try and get in there.
Oh my god.
Coffee ready. We're gonna go play inside a data center today. It's gonna be kind of crazy. Look at all these timestamps and covered a lot.
Yeah, they covered a lot.
Let's go.
Yeah, going into the Infomars.
Now, getting inside a data center is hard. Security is intense. They got multiple layers of protection, and it makes sense. I mean, they're protecting billions of dollars worth of equipment and a large chunk of the internet. You can't even get past reception without A, being a customer, or B, being invited. Thankfully, we didn't have to social engineer our way in there, putting on a hard hat and a vest and pretending we're important. Although I'd like to try that one day, actually. Ethically, of course. But today, we're invited. Or I use my YouTube powers to ethically hack with my influence. Go with that, that sounds way cooler. But seriously, Equinix invited us out and made this video possible. Thank you, Equinix. So this is actually one of their data centers, and this is one of their people, Sal.
Hi, I'm Sal Gonzalez, Senior Manager of Global Technical Sales. Been with Equinix 24 years here in Dallas, Texas.
I tricked Sal into letting us follow him into the data center. Now, after me and my team signed in at the first checkpoint, supplying our IDs, getting a fancy name tag, we then encountered the man trap.
Oh my god. Um, yeah, that is crazy. Can you imagine? And let's be honest, in modern world, I believe to live without data center, do not have any data center, means that you're behind. And that means that you cannot compete with other countries. And it makes sense. It definitely makes sense. Because, I mean, how you can compete if you do not have own servers to keep information because connection is everything in this world, and fast connection may make difference. Yeah. Oh, one sec.
We then encountered the man trap.
Not just anyone can go into a data center. You have to have access, key card, thumbprint, and go into a man trap or person trap. This is the fanciest one I've ever seen. Come on in. It's a trap because once you arrive inside, both doors have to be closed before the other one opens. Then you have to
What?
authenticate on this side too to open the door, and now we can get to the data center.
Now, this prevents a very popular form of physical security hacking known as tailgating, or just following someone in, grabbing the door before it fully closes, which is kind of what I did following Sal in, but he let me. But normally that does curtail this quite a bit. And it's hard to stay under the radar when you're awkwardly standing next to someone waiting for them to open the second door. It becomes a bit obvious what you're doing. This man trap, like most you'll encounter, is a
It makes sense. Because what if person will ask like, wait a minute, it's not working like that, I can imagine, like, give me 1 sec, I want to go and I just forget my pass or something like that. Or maybe they have no pass, but bio, by face ID kind of requires to pass through door. I have no clue. Or maybe fingerprints, but still, like, I can imagine. It would be funny.
a security measure ensuring only authorized individuals enter secure areas. Now, once in, we're being watched at all times. Not just cameras, but we had to be escorted everywhere we went. I couldn't even go to the bathroom without Sal. I also couldn't get coffee without Sal, so I begged for coffee and he took me to the break room, which is actually kind of fancy. They had fancy seltzer water. Coffee was just okay. I should probably help them with that. Why don't I sell my coffee to data centers? I'm gonna write that idea down, actually. Now, at this point, we're still not in the data center. I don't hear that sweet, sweet sound of whirring servers, but we're about to be. But first, we encountered yet another door that required another badge and fingerprint. This place is secure. But why the extra door? We already authenticated, right? Yes, but there's layers. You see, as a customer at that data center, you are only given access to your stuff. The floor your stuff is on, and the cage your stuff lives in. Yes, there's another area that requires another badge and another fingerprint. It's insane. But then we saw this. As we were walking through those doors,
Oh my God.
I saw a customer wheeling in a massive rack of servers.
And here's an example of a customer that is bringing in a fully loaded rack.
That's an AI customer, isn't it?
Do you recognize that customer?
Grok.
It's Grok or Grok. I'm not sure how to say it.
Is I mean, let's be honest, I'm not expert. I'm far from expert in I don't know names of companies and stuff like that. And let's be honest, another thing, in America there are too many of them, like really a lot. And when I'm sometimes driving in Houston and I see this beautiful skyscraper and I'm like, God, why this building is so big, and it has like these names of some company, like what is this company about, what they're doing that they can afford such big skyscraper. And in Houston here actually you can find a lot of skyscrapers, and I'm like, gosh. And I was looking recently, of course, the apartments in downtown, midtown, like they can be pretty expensive too, close to these locations. It does make sense, really does make sense. Okay, let's go.
They are an AI company, and those racks were dripping with
LPUs.
Oh, I was kind of freaking out. I couldn't stop smiling, and we actually had to ask permission to even mention that we saw them. And that's what's so cool about being in this data center. Major companies that we rely on for core services, they're here. This is where they put their stuff. This is the internet. When we're asking AI a question, it's answering it right there. When we like a video on YouTube, actually go ahead and try it. Hit the like button. Watch, you're gonna make that server smile. Ready? See, there it went. This is the internet. I need to calm down. Little coffee break. Now getting back to security. I looked at a lot of server racks as we walked by because I'm always curious what people have. But what I didn't see was any indication of what company these servers belong to. And that's by design. Just walking past these racks, if you happen to notice a company you're familiar with and seeing what servers and networking hardware they use, those are some trade secrets. And then Equinix takes it a step further. Notice the lights in this place. They're blue.
Why is almost every light in the Equinix data center blue? It makes it colder in here. No, that's not true. There's two reasons they have that. One, it's just fun. RGB, we do it to our gaming machines, and they do it to data centers too. The feel was supposed to be kind of a nightclub. You got black walls, blue lights, video games in the conference rooms. The second reason is that it's kind of secure, or at least it used to be. Having blue lights made it harder to read the labels of the people's equipment in the cages. If you happen to know that a customer used F5 and you're a competitor, hey, I might want to use F5. They're using Cisco, I want to use Cisco. I want to have a competitive edge.
And I kind of like that. Just another subtle form of security. And if you're new to security...
I had no clue. What can I say? I saw, like, when I was looking for this background photo, you can see this right now. And I saw many photos of data centers. They have this blue color, like behind me right now. And I'm like, yeah, that is interesting. And I was thinking maybe they have this kind of conspiracy, like it's like you know, there's some conspiracy theory about why majority 99% of cars they have white, black, or gray color. And people would say that they're trying to make your life less colorful. Like decades, centuries ago, life was more colorful. Even cases for iPhone, usually they like, or any phones, they usually simple colors. Like MacBooks, they're usually gray, white, black, not a big choice. They do not do this like green color or maybe red. Black, white, silver, something like that. All these range and nothing else. And that is interesting. Why they're doing this? I don't know. I still don't know, actually. Okay, let's go.
Security, stuff like this is key. Multiple layers, defense in depth. Don't rely on one solution, one method to secure your stuff. Use multiple layers. Now, one thing I want to point out, that company Grok, which by the way is not XAI Grok, it's this Grok. They're wheeling in racks of servers. Back in my day when I was a network and systems engineer, we would be assigned a rack in a data center and we'd have to bring all of our stuff with us to that rack and then rack it and stack it ourselves. I still have scars from the cage nuts. Look.
Oh my God.
But when you're working with Equinix, it's common to have all your stuff pre-configured and they do the rest. Now look at these cages. This is something I wasn't used to. When I would walk into a data center, I would just see rows and rows of server cabinets that I could just walk up to and open. Most of them anyway. Not great for security. I like what Equinix does here better. When a customer puts their stuff into a cage, usually only that customer has access to this cage. Fingerprint, badge. Unless you have that, you're not getting in there. And look at these cages. Not all of them are the same. And I thought this was so interesting because some have an open top. So in theory, I could climb that cage and get in there Tom Cruise style. I asked them if I could do that, or if anyone would catch me if they weren't looking. They're like, no, we're always looking and we would catch you within 5 seconds.
Security's watching. So if you want to get tackled by someone...
Noted. But other cages, they actually have a closed top. And some I couldn't even see. They were in enclosed areas.
Some customers are also, not additionally just to the deck there, they actually put the mesh underneath that as well. And it's fully enclosed.
Top secret. I wasn't allowed in there. Still bummed about that. I would imagine.
That is crazy. Can you imagine I believe it is all because company loves privacy. They want to guarantee to customers privacy. That is all about this. I can be wrong, of course. Maybe they do this just for fun, but I think that, like with this light, blue light, but still, I believe that major, of course, thing it is privacy. That's all.
There are some crazy top secret companies in this data center. There's gotta be. And it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
If you need top secret stuff, Equinix will give you what you need. Customers can also put whatever security they want. And unless there's some kind of crazy security issue, Equinix will not even go into your cage. This is your cage.
Here, I'll flat it here. It's gonna deny me because I am not the customer of this cake.
Now, speaking of security, what about the people?
Wow.
Like the people who work there. I actually learned that becoming an Equinix technician is no joke. This is Manny. He started as a tech over 20 years ago.
I've been with Equinix 24 years, going on 25 years
Oh my
in
God.
July. I'm a sales engineer. Started as a tech for 8 years here at the data center day one. Site engineer, I was on sales team. Sales engineer for 8 years, so that's the
Maybe I should go to work in data center. They must have good salary. I suppose. I can be wrong, of course, but I believe that they could have good salary. They must have. I mean, why if not in data center, when I cannot imagine.
in 24 years.
And this is part of their interview process. They took me to this other building and they had this rack where you had to actually go through a test. Building cables, running fiber, splicing.
Cool, because a lot of people in the interview can talk.
Oh,
So
I got my CCNA. I promise it's up to date. Yeah.
yeah, and then it's like they get here and they're like, well, yeah, I can't even do an RJ45. So what I'll do is break the fiber, unplug it somewhere, and break that circuit.
Now something had me wondering. I saw all these Grok racks being wheeled in. You gotta know they're just dripping in
LPUs.
How in the world do they power all this? And how do they cool it? Because I don't even keep my gaming machine here in my studio. I used to get way too hot. So I keep it in a cooled server room. Imagine an entire rack of GPUs. And not just a rack, a data center full of GPUs. And then I saw this. Look at the floors. Yeah, go ahead and look. Do you notice something weird? They're not raised floors. In a typical data center, you have a raised floor, and they actually pump cool air in from the ground because you know hot air rises. This place didn't have that. How are they cooling this stuff?
This facility, we've evolved to pushing air from the side.
And the hot air is actually pushed up and out through ventilation. So
Oh,
typical hot
wow.
air rising situation.
This is the air handler pushing it to the side, goes up to the top. It still comes back, but now it's being flooded. The room's being flooded to the side.
Now I asked Sal which is better, the raised floor or the way they do it, pushing air from the side.
We can argue to where as blue of those lights. It's just a preference when it's all said and done.
They use slab floors because it can hold more weight. Those server racks are heavy. Now on every floor they have air handlers.
Yeah, they could weight like thousands pounds, if I'm not mistaken. I mean thousands pounds, and that's why they must have quite amazing foundation to keep it in, I don't know, safe.
At the end of the hall that cool everything. But the power of this is on the roof. And the way they cool this data center is kind of like a gaming computer. Hear me out. It's like liquid cooling. On the top you have your radiator, like your gaming PC. You normally mount your radiator and the fans to the top. You'll have your water or your liquid go to your radiator, get cooled off by the fans, and then get pushed back down to your GPU or your CPU to cool it off, and as the water gets hot, it goes back up and gets cooled off again. That's what's
It's
happening.
like one of my dreams, like in future to have super pooper computer because I was once in Micro Center. It is a store where you can buy different stuff, and they have extremely cool PC, and you can combine this together, and that is amazing because such PC will guarantee you quality of a lot of things. You will be able to work, I don't know, with different programs without some glitching and stuff like that. Or you can run few programs or few screens at the same time. And nowadays, thanks to anonymous guy or girl, to an anonymous person who bought for me this screen and big screen I have right now, and that is making this extremely interesting working with computer PC. And yeah, with a huge PC with a lot of like yeah, it could be much more powerful for sure. You might be a security risk. Definitely, I like because they're not inviting everyone there for sure. It is not working like this. Yeah, I completely agree with you. Completely.
Thing here. All these things are doing that. And what's crazy is that each one of these containers is self-contained, meaning when they want to add another one, they just airlift it in there. Boom, all in one go. They also have giant water tanks as kind of a buffer. In case something fails, they got some backup water to go in and cool things off. But what if the power fails? They got a backup for that. Their generator yard is insane.
Right, we're able to run on diesel generators for a total of 36 hours at full load.
What?
Yeah.
Everything here, 36 hours.
Yes.
Wow.
And if for some reason we're not at full load, then obviously we have more runtime.
Back on the roof, it was kind of funny. Ed, hi Ed. He was very
Yeah,
afraid of
like
heights.
36 hours for such enormous data center. That is kind of impressive. That is really impressive. Can you imagine? 36 hours. That is insane. When we had power off during one of the there here was in Houston storms, and we didn't have power at all here, like in house of Steven and Heather, and we do not have this battery charge that cost like $20,000. It could cost, like, you know, when there's off electricity, some people running these big battery how to like battery charge, not how is it called, generator. Yes, generator. I wanted to use AI. And yes, for this you need like some neighbors here in neighborhood, they have this generator, and they say that they paid like dozens, thousands of dollars, like $20,000 for this generator, in order to live like couple days, 3 days without worrying about electricity. And without generator, I don't know, like it is extremely expensive. I don't know, $20,000 for generator. I don't know. That is extremely a lot. I don't know. But if I would have money, I would easily buy for Steve and Heather, because I'm living in their house, and like one day they will be power off, I will be easily do live stream while there is no electricity everywhere. it would be interesting, yeah. But that is crazy. That is really crazy. Can you imagine they have generators that can like keep all these data center without interruption for during 36 hours? That is a lot.
But he went up there for us. Didn't get anywhere near the edge, but I'm proud of Ed. Now, enough about power and cooling and all that. Like, that's fun. And you can go watch this guy because he talked about it more. But I want to talk about bypassing the internet. Let's go there right now. Get your coffee ready. I'm already kind of hyped up today. Now, this part is actually kind of crazy, and it has everything to do with that dystopian mall across the street. You'll see. But first, I want to talk about the problem this data center and this dystopian mall are solving. Most people and businesses connect to AWS, GCP, Azure for stuff. The stuff we use on the internet, because that's where the internet lives. And it's critical, especially for businesses, because they'll often host their infrastructure up there in the cloud. But they also might have some stuff back in their data center doing a hybrid cloud situation, so that connection, dude, it can't be crappy. But often it kind of is. We're usually connecting through the big, bad, wild internet, hopping between routers, connections with potentially bad latency and frequent drops. It's kind of like going on a road trip. You can't guarantee the quality of the roads. You don't control any of that. And you never know when there's going to be traffic. That's the internet. That's why things are slow sometimes. But Equinix, they flipped the script on this. They help people skip the internet. And it's because they're so well connected. Remember, this is the most well-connected building on Earth. And we're talking about 2 buildings, not just one.
Oh, wow. That is, oh my god, that looks impressive. That looks really impressive. downtown data center. It is in downtown? Diamond Star Corporation, Equinix Data Center, North Texas Real Estate. I don't know, like I just reading this at the top information about this building. I plan to install a solar backup system. Yeah, actually, solar backup system would be amazing to have. It is an amazing thing to have. Yeah, really cool. But one of the things that what I'm thinking about that it is expensive usually, extremely expensive to do all this stuff. Yeah.
The main data center is known as DA11. It's flashy, it's fresh, it's ready to host all your crazy AI workloads. Across the street is something a bit older.
This is the InfoMart, the most interconnected data center in the Southwest. Let's go.
It's DA1, known as the InfoMart. It's kind of pretty though. Got that retro futuristic feel, it's kind of my vibe. It was built in the 1980s and it was modeled after the London Crystal Palace. And it was supposed to be something like Tony Stark would think of. A technology mall where companies like IBM and Kodak would have storefronts, permanent showrooms to show off their cool stuff. But it was kind of ahead of its time and it didn't take off. So now we're left with this big, large, gorgeous building that happens to be sitting right on the middle of the internet superhighway.
Yes. Like, these days, one second. These days, people and society trying to go on the way where they would be able to save environment. And of course, like, that's the same situation with cars. Like, I would love to have a car, and if I would have a car, obviously it would be Tesla. I know some people do not like Tesla, but I love this. SUVs, they have amazing SUVs, like, because they're convenient and they can go run on long way. And why I'm talking about these Teslas, because they're producing batteries, you know? And these batteries giving you guarantee that they're like amazing quality, and they're the heart of the car, and they guarantee you that you could go from one point A to another point B. And can you imagine? I can imagine that these data centers, they have a lot of kind of generators, batteries, that guarantee us, they can guarantee us this amazing connection right now, even right now, because I have a feeling that right now when I'm doing this live stream, there could be chance that all this live stream go through this data center in Dallas. Yeah, I'm living in Houston, it is far away, but I have a feeling that these data centers, they're working like for not just one state, but maybe for a couple of states. Like, it could be so. It could be. One sec. Let's go.
Large, gorgeous building that happens to be sitting right
and
on
I like this style. You can see that when they build this, it doesn't look so sad, or I don't know, like, it looks amazing. It looks like it has nice style inside.
the internet superhighway.
This is one of the most critical items and pieces of the building itself, is just the amount of network fibers that come in here and dark fibers that come in here. Right? This is ultimately what makes Equinix, which is a network connection hub for the world.
Like, I'm not even kidding. Location, location, location. This thing is sitting pretty. It literally is a fiber highway because in the US, long-haul fiber cable was often laid along existing rights-of-way, primarily railway lines and existing highways. The InfoMart is sitting right there at a major convergence of some fiber optic highways. Grand central station for the internet. But this actually kind of became a problem. These major connection points, these internet exchange points, were often controlled by a single large telecom company, and they called all the shots, dictating who could connect and at what price. But Equinix, they weren't about that. They actually pioneered the
Equinix has become synonymous with data center innovation, digital interconnection and global communications infrastructure. As one of the pioneering companies in the collocation and interconnection space, Equinix's journey from a startup in the late 90s to a multinational corporation listed on the Nasdaq is a fascinating narrative of visionary leadership, strategic growth, and continuous adaptation to a rapidly evolving technological landscape. Okay, I was thinking there will be something more interesting in this passage, but okay.
Idea of a carrier-neutral data center. And they said, hey, anyone can come in. Level playing field. We don't care who you are. So it kind of works like this. Let's say AT&T wants to connect at the Infomart. They put a network node in there. Makes total sense. It's prime real estate. AT&T has all the connections, but you know what? Verizon wants in too, and they can. They jump in and they connect. And then Lumen wants in because they realize how valuable this real estate is. So
Now
they all
I have Verizon. I see Verizon there and behind me there. Okay.
network nodes there. And it kind of snowballed from there. The more networks that joined, the more valuable this building became, becoming one of the most network-dense buildings on the planet. And that sentence just felt good to say. Coffee break. Okay, what does it have to do with our story, though? Well, Equinix bought that building. Like, it's ours now, and we're going to let everyone come in. This happened back.
Last year's 800 million Infomart sale in Dallas was one of the top U.S. building buys. I don't know, like, I feel that some... okay. Yeah, that is crazy.
Back in 2018. And then they have another building right next door. Then they ran a massive fiber highway underneath between the two buildings. So if you want to connect to a network or a cloud, it can all happen right here. It's just a cross connect away. Okay, cool. Lots of connections, but that's not all that Equinix is doing here. To see the next part, we needed secret access to one of Equinix's own cages. Now, I said a word before that you may have not caught, cross connect. What is that? It's a common thing you'll do in a data center. So let's say you and I, we start a company, NetworkTalk.coffee, of course, and we put our servers in a data center. But then we're like, hey, we want an internet connection. And let's say we go with AT&T. AT&T will have their network stuff, their telecom infrastructure in another cage somewhere in that data center. We have to somehow get a connection to their stuff so we have internet. So we'll order one. We'll order a physical cable that will connect our stuff, our router, our switch, whatever it is, to AT&T's cage. That cable is called a cross connect. And you normally have to do this for whatever thing you want to connect to. So maybe AWS, you want to have a direct connection to AWS. You can do that because Equinix has everybody in there. You can order a cross connect, get a cable, go straight to AWS, Azure, GCP, whatever you want. But these are expensive. And they
I mean, of course, it is mind-blowing expensive. It must be extremely expensive. I mean, but they're making a lot of money, these companies. They have extremely a lot of money. Like a lot.
They take time. You have to order these months in advance. Time is money. But now back to our cage. Right here is housing something that I thought was the coolest idea ever. It's called Fabric. Instead of getting a million cross connects to all the companies you got to connect to, you just get one connection.
So this is Equinix Fabric. This is something we designed over 10 years ago. We were founded with Internet Exchange, or IX. That's how we got started, where people would literally do cross connects. So it was a one-to-one connection where they connect from one customer over to another customer, and then we'd have everyone together like in a data center, so they'd be in close proximity. So we developed Fabric in a way so now you can just get that one port and you can create multiple virtual connections. So now you can have all your cloud connections.
I'm looking at this guy beard, and I'm trying to imagine myself with beard. I mean, you know, they sell on Amazon and in many, like, these beards that you can to attach to yourself. I need to try one to see how I would look like with beards. That would be interesting to see. Oh my god.
You can connect to other service providers with us, other network service providers, other people like Zoom, etc. They're on our Fabric, over 3,000 other customers today. And you can connect to them within seconds now. You don't have to go and talk to someone else to get a cable connected over to them. You can just go connect to them virtually, and you can go anywhere from 10 megabits up to 50 gigabits.
It already
Oh
sounds
my
cool.
God.
Let me hit it home real quick. Imagine you order a 10 gig connection from Equinix Fabric. You can virtually segment that connection however you want. Let's say you want
10 gig connection. It is like, does it mean that your connection, you will have extremely high speed of internet? Yeah?
1 gig to AWS, straight to their cage. How about 1 gig to Azure, 1 gig to GCP? Let's use 2 gigs for
Huh.
AT&T Internet, maybe 1 gig for Verizon for backup. This is all happening in a portal. You're just clicking. You're not running cable. How cool is that? Now, the way Fabric does this is with something called software-defined networking, a fancy buzzword that means you can do a lot of what we used to do physically inside software, making it super easy for us now. So in this rack is where all that's happening. Notice a lot of Juniper equipment. I'm a massive fan of Juniper. Now, I don't want to oversimplify it, but it's kind of like connecting to a switch along with every other company there. You get a super fast, low latency connection with security, obviously. But just sit back and think about that for a second. With the racks of equipment you see here, Equinix is giving you access to all the major companies and cloud providers. And it's not just the companies connected to the hauntingly retro building across the street. Info.
But this building looks amazing, let's be honest. Hello to Aleks in how are you? Hi. Yeah, I was wondering if it was fake and he takes it off at night. Hi, Aleks. Yeah.
Omar. Major players also run fiber directly from the street, from a manhole, dark fiber,
Because-
into DA11.
Because his beard looks extremely good. Extremely. Like, I mean,
And major companies might have a presence on multiple floors. This is one of those rooms where dark fiber comes in. Look at all that fiber. They were kind of hesitant to let us in there, but they did me a solid.
Let me just check. I think I have access. Let's see. Look at that.
And that's the theme here. Connection, connection, connection. Like most data centers, they have one room in the data center called a meet me room where all the network providers come in and they're all just sitting there in a closet huddled together saying, connect over here. Equinix doesn't play like that. Like every floor is a meet me room. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about Fabric and how, sure, they give us a direct connection to AWS, GCP, or Azure right there in that data center. But what if you're trying to access AWS from another location? Like AWS and GCP and all these guys have multiple locations in other data centers. What if your stuff lives in Virginia, or Washington, or New
yeah,
York,
that's a
or
good
California? Then aren't you having to go across the internet anyway? Actually, no. You're on Equinix's stuff now. Equinix has data centers stinking everywhere. Look at all this. Look at all these data centers. Look at this.
I had no clue. They have in Houston, Dallas, Houston,
Map. So when you hop onto their
Warsaw, Munich, Frankfurt, Paris, Geneva, Madrid, Barcelona, Lisbon, Dublin, London, Amsterdam, Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Of course, no in China. Sofia, Istanbul, Milan. In Australia, of course. Tokyo, Japan. Osaka, South Korea, Hong Kong, Manila, Singapore. Wow, that is just a lot.
network. You're on their network, the Equinix Internet, and you're taking that special HOV lane, VIPs only. Now, me and my team spent all day at this data center, 2 incredible buildings, and we learned like how they work, what makes them tick. But you know what? It's not the security or the power or even the insane amount of connections that stuck with me. What makes this data center run is the people. These people that were walking us around. They were humble and awesome. They've also been there forever. Some of them for over 20 years. That tells you a lot about a company, by the way. If you want to know if a company's good, look at the tenure of their employees. So while it was cool walking around and seeing all the amazing things and geeking out,
Yeah, maybe that's why I need to go to work and to make money. But that is a interesting place to work too.
what was probably more fun was just getting to know these people, the people that make the internet run. Because when you get down to it, all the tech we encounter, all the things we do, there's people behind it. And normally how
Yeah.
awesome a product is correlates how much passion the people pour into it. So when you're surfing the internet today, when you ask AI a certain question,
Yeah.
just pause for a moment, think about Sal. So thank you, Sal, for making this possible. Manny, Brad, Ed. And also say thanks to Ed and Jordan, like right now. They were the ones who organized this whole thing, and they waited forever for me to make this video, and we're so patient. So if you could just like right now in the comments say thanks Ed and Jordan, it might convince them to show us something crazier for the next video. Anyways, that's all I
Who
got.
knows, who
I'll
knows?
catch you guys next time.
That was interesting video. That was really interesting video. And I was thinking that by using this, because we finished this first video, I want to watch a little bit more. And I was thinking that it would be nice if you will leave your likes, would be nice if you will leave your comments below, and maybe you have some suggestion what we can watch right now related to this topic, exactly about data centers in America or American companies. Like, that would be nice, because I want to explore a little bit about this topic, because that is fascinating. And recently I was talking with people about this, how big they are and how amazing these data centers could be. Yeah, that would be nice to know your opinion. And of course, by using this little break from the video, it would be nice if you will use this as opportunity to look for my Amazon wish list, or maybe buy me a coffee. I have there like stuff what I would love to have, including microscope and other stuff, new furniture, even this. But yes, meanwhile I see videos. For example, we have a video from another guy. This guy,
Hi,
he's
I'm Joe with
one
Largest Home
second.
Buyers, and
I will prepare this video for watching, and we will start to watch this together. Same company, but it is interesting. Maybe he will talk a little bit and he will show a little bit more, or maybe I should find another. 1 second. Just watching different options for us to watch related to this topic. Okay, this video was made 1 year ago. Okay, and this video is called Inside the World's Largest AI Supercluster AI Colossus. I don't know what does it mean. Colossus, have no clue. But we will find out. And this video was made like 1 second, 1 year ago. I don't know, yes, I don't know, my internet something glitching or what. Anyway, let's look this video. The world's largest AI supercluster. Nowadays, AI is people telling, companies telling, a lot of like information. AI is changing this world and changing in different ways. Some people do not like this, some people do like, but it is progress. That's how progress looks like, because at some moments people, when there were electricity, when electricity appeared and people were living without electricity, people were skeptical about these changes. But nowadays you cannot imagine life without electricity. Like we cannot imagine life without any like computers, monitors. You cannot imagine life without phones, iPhones, or maybe cars. Yeah, that is true. And that's why AI, it is something future, and I cannot imagine like new generations. Can you imagine? They're like those who were born like these years, and they are using like AI every day already, and they don't know how life looked like without phones, without iPads. This is just insane, mind blowing, because I had my first phone when I was like 16 something. Yes, and it was with buttons. It was in 2008 when I was 16, if I'm not mistaken, and I had my phone. It was like boom, 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 you know. Crazy time, crazy time. And yes, hello to Lisa Marshall. How are you? Thank you a lot for your support, constant support, and your amazing messages. And you said hello to Sam, hello to Gracie. Heart to you, Lisa. I'm always happy to see you. And yes, let's go. Let's look what is it about. Supercluster.
The largest AI cluster
One
in the
second.
world. This is the largest AI cluster in the world. The team at X is building a massive AI supercomputer that encompasses over 100,000 GPUs, exabytes of storage, super fast networking. This place is absolutely amazing. And this entire
God.
supercomputer is built to power Grok. Now, XAI is
Grok?
building something with Grok that is far more than just a simple chatbot like we've seen before. And that is exactly why there is a giant cluster here. Today, we're gonna go back inside these data halls and show you a whole bunch of stuff on what makes this work, what makes this special. And
I was thinking like, can you imagine like to have your own data center at home? Like not, of course, like this, but to have these big boxes of stuff. But for this, like, I don't know, that is insane. It will make your life easier for many things, for sure.
just all the really cool engineering that went into this. Now, this is actually my second time at the facility, and let me just tell you, the speed at which this thing was built is absolutely amazing. This entire facility with over 100,000 GPUs was built in only 122 days. And just to give you some frame of reference...
But I believe that behind these 122 days, there were years of preparations. Like, it is not like happening like instantly, because they need to build the building, they need to approve this project, and all these computers for this data center, they were already building ahead of time before when building, because it is big amount of computers. You will not find them on the market like this so fast. Hello, my camera. Yes, you will not find them on the market so easily. They were working ahead, just like Lego. They connected all together for 120 plus days, but preparations, they kind of important step.
The largest exascale supercomputers only have a fraction, maybe half to a quarter as many GPUs as XAI has here, and yet those deployments generally take many years from start to finish. The engineering accomplishment here is absolutely amazing, and there's work still being done. But I thought, let's go take a look at inside one of these data halls. Let's also show some of the facilities and just kind of show you what's going on and how something like this gets built. We need to say that this video is sponsored by Supermicro, since it is, but also just want to say thank you to the X and XAI teams for giving us permission to go and film this. Also, of course, thank you to Elon and his teams for approving this and making this possible. With that, let's get inside a data hall to see how this all works.
Inside the data hall, XAI is using a pretty common design. This is a raised floor data hall, and above we have our power down.
They do not have this blue color style, you know, like previous company had in their data center. they have extremely like hospital vibe. Like everything is white and like, yeah.
Below, we have all of the pipes for the liquid cooling so that heat can be exchanged to the facility chillers. Each one of these compute halls has about 25,000 GPUs, plus all the storage, the fiber optic high-speed networking. It's all built into the hall, and then they're connected together. The connections to each data hall are basically the fiber optic cables, the liquid cooling and plumbing for the water, and then there's also just a bunch of power delivery that's super cool.
I'm thinking, what if you will need to change one cable? Like one, there were yellow cables before. I want to look a little bit back. You see? One
Plumbing
sec.
for the water, and then there's also just a bunch of power delivery that's super cool.
Okay, it was not this one. Yes, here. No. This one. What if you will need to change only one cable? I mean, you don't need to change everything, just one cable. And what if little mouse will decide to eat this cable? What it will cause? What kind of damage it would cause? I don't know. I cannot imagine.
Inside the compute hall, we have these clusters. Now, each of these is made up of 8 liquid-cooled racks by Supermicro. These are NVIDIA H100 racks, and inside each of these 8 racks, there are 8 NVIDIA HGX H100 platforms.
I was thinking that if you have your own project, if you're trying to create your own project, like your own website or, your own little social application, social media, stuff like that, because that I was trying a few months ago. If you do not know, I will share it now with you, with some of you who didn't know. A few months ago, I tried to create this website. It is called Dream Life. I will go there now. I hope it works. Yeah. Continue with Google, and we will go on my English World account. And you can see this website that I was creating by myself completely. And here you can find vision board, inspiring stories. I was trying to create stories, oracles chambers. My profile you can create, like you can see my posts. And yes, that's what I was trying to create. And I will work in future with this website by myself. But what if you have this data center little by yourself? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Like if you would have this. Of course, for this you need. Oh yeah, my camera is unfocusing. I see periodically. Yeah, I think that would be really cool to have own kind of stuff like that. Yes, I need to update my this website. It is called Dream Life. Yes, it is called Dream Life. But that is interesting. If you would have own data center, that would be really cool. And I have here even inspiring stories. No, community posts. You can find my twin brother. Here's my twin brother. Yes, and that's why it is uploading a little bit slow, because I do not have my data center basically. That is me. Just in case. That is me. Yeah, that is photo from Vladivostok. My friend Anton posted it. And yeah, that is also me. Okay, maybe in future I will work more with my website, but yeah, we will see. Okay. Lisa Marshall said, my town recently approved the construction of a large data center, and many people are not happy about it. It's interesting for me, like, why people do not happy about this, because our world is about, it is about, you know, the internet. If people do not like data centers, why they're buying phones, why they're buying computers and stuff like that? That is good. Like one of the things that maybe they're not happy about location, where it is, where they're building, or maybe they're not happy. Like there must be a reason behind, because like we as human beings in modern life, if we do not have data centers, modern data centers, not old ones, it makes your country and your society to be behind from other countries, and it is not joke in real world. My town, yeah, awesome, Sam. Living near a data center causes Eunice. Hello to Eunice. I'm forgetting how to say this all the time, but I hope that you're forgiving me. Heart to you, by the way, and hi. Now I can see your message. Living near a data center causes neurological damage in some people with the tonal vibrations, also disruption to peace and quiet. Yes, I got it. I understand. Light pollution affects birds and wildlife. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just all about major factor, I believe, location. You cannot build this like in place where it is populated, you know, this, where are a lot of, there must be some buffer zone, like trees between, and good amount of trees between neighborhood where people live. Otherwise, yeah, there must be something like that. Obviously, it will make people who are living closest to the data center like safe, and of course reminding for people like before, like this forest, like do not go there, otherwise you will be affected maybe by some noise or stuff like that. It makes sense, but again, when they invade, like when they're like making so much money, I think it should not be a problem to make it kind of safe for everyone. Yeah. Okay. Light pollution affects birds and wildlife. Yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense. Like, but that is why. Like it's better to have modern data center than outdated, because modern data centers, they're more efficient, they're more they produce, they require a lot of electricity but at the same time, they require less electricity than outdated ones usually, and they have more capacity. It is true. Like that's why it is better to modernize this infrastructure, because old ones like they could. But again, it's all about. I feel that it is all about location. Because the data centers take up so much electricity and can put a strain on nearby power grids. Also, they require a lot of water cooling that can deplete resources. Oh, wow. People are already seeing their electric bills triple to build out the infrastructure. But if they, I thought it is a company who are paying for this. Why? I mean, you are paying for your bill. Why you need to? It's kind of like strange for me. I'm not understanding. Company decided to build this, and they must think about kind of this electricity bill and infrastructure for this. That's how I was thinking works like. It's why ordinary people paid for this. I mean, let me think, because they are customers or what? But company making profit from this. Company. Who makes profit from this? I don't know who makes profit from this. If company is building. Okay, let's continue. I will watch our comments in our Eagle community. Yeah, little bit later I want to continue.
We also have all of the liquid cooling for these, as well as the networking and stuff to make each one of these about a 512 NVIDIA GPU mini cluster. Now, these Supermicro NVIDIA liquid-cooled AI racks are probably the most advanced AI racks deployed at this scale. And I'm going to show you exactly why right here. So what you're going to see is that each of these racks has a total of 8 NVIDIA HGX H100 systems. So we have a total of 64 GPUs per rack.
Can you imagine to have such power? So, like, yeah, that's like that is insane. Like, it is opening like a rabbit hole for me, you know, because this video is amazing, representing, you know, AI supercluster. I am understanding necessity of such buildings, you know, because otherwise your country and your society will be outdated, and you will be not compatible in international arena, and China will take place #1 in this. But at the same time, if we are, it is a must to have thing such technologies in modern world. But at the same time, who is paying for this electricity bill? Like you say that ordinary people paying for their electricity bill tripled. I feel it's a little bit unfair, like, because I'm poor guy, you know, and I, as a poor guy, I would expect billionaires in America to stand up for this and like, yes, we are rich people, we can help to make our country more compatible, to America more compatible in a safe manner, you know, where we help our community and we help our society, because there must be some proud, because you as American, I'm as future American, you want to be proud of people who are living here and what they're doing for our country. Because I want to think about myself as America, like my country forever. That's one of the things. And you want to think like, yeah, they're paying for this and they're making it safe for everyone as much as they can for to do this, you know, as much as they can, like. And for this, of course, some barrier safety measurements for community. Do not allow to build this close to neighborhoods. It's simple things. It's not so difficult to do if we are talking about $1 billion company building, you know. It's not like it must be already thought overhead. At least I think so. But again, my thoughts a little bit naive could be, because I'm not smart in this law, how it, like, you know, laws sometimes different, reality a little bit different. My naivety can be downfall here. But anyway, what can I say? I want to believe that people, if they're like in some communities, people overpaying for something. I want to believe that in America, billionaires, they're not like in Russia, you know? In Russia, they're greedy. That's how I feel. They're ready to kill millions of people because they want to stay in power. In America, I believe they have pride, you know? And that's what I want to believe in. They want to be America better, as in many aspects. And the money, they're important in life, but it is not everything. Yes, it is not everything. I hope everything will be better for America eventually, and they will, if they're like some failure in communication in building, they will find this logical sense, like, yes, we need this, but to what cost? If it is harming our American citizens, not all, I mean everyone who is living there, by what cost? That is a good question. Okay, let's because I'm talking so much. Yeah, let's watch video, and I will go to our community chat.
In the top section, we have the Supermicro NVIDIA HGX H100. Each one of these HGX H100s has a lot of the components that are really important in these systems, like the 8 NVIDIA H100 or Hopper GPUs. Plus, there's also NVIDIA and VLink switches, and all of that is on the baseboard. Now, one of the really defining things of the Supermicro platform versus some of the others in the market is that you can actually go in and pull this top section out. You can see the little levers here. They would probably get really mad if I did this, but we have other videos where I've done that, and even on these liquid-cooled systems. And that leaves the bottom tray. The bottom tray has things like our CPUs, which are fast x86 CPUs, as well as our large PCIe switches. Just to give you some frame of reference on how advanced these are, all of that is only in 4U of rack space, and it's all
I'm a little bit confused in terminologies. He's throwing them like here, there, and I feel a little bit lost in. But what I got, it is like very modern stuff, innovative, I would say. Yeah.
Well, just on trays. There are other options from Supermicro and others in the industry that are 6U or 8U for a similar style system, and there are options in the market that simply don't have this kind of accessibility and serviceability, which is why these things, even though they're very compact, they're also extremely advanced and easily serviceable. Now on the front of this, you're definitely going to see the fact that there are all these little tubes and they go through this little bar. This little bar is what is called a manifold, and so we have a 1U manifold for each of these systems. That 1U manifold is how we connect our liquid cooling. Now, all of these little tubes are in pairs.
That's what we were talking before. That's what we were talking before in our community channel chat, that they require some liquids for cooling system, and that's what he's basically talking about. So
We have both a blue and a red tube that comes out of each of these. So inside these tubes, there are two different liquid cooling blocks. And as you might imagine, the cooler liquid goes into the server in the blue side and then out of the server on the red side. And that is brought to the manifold that's here, and it goes back to the overall rack manifolds that are in the back of the rack. This design means that you can go and actually slide these systems out, service the
change
HGX
them.
board, service the CPU's memory and all that kind of stuff, and you just go pop these things out. Now, I'm not going to do that. This is actually training a real model right now, but it takes a matter of seconds at most. Now, there are a total of 8 of these servers in this rack, so it's a total of 64 GPUs plus 16 CPUs, a bunch of memory, and all kinds of other stuff. But on the bottom is a big part of what makes this a really scalable solution. These are Supermicro CDUs, which is a cooling distribution unit. So there are a couple super cool things about the CDU. First, you have the management unit. So each one of these CDUs has its own management, so you can monitor things like flow rate, temperature,
that's
all those
why
kind of things that you need to just ensure that you're bringing the right amount of liquid through all these servers in your rack. And that, of course, ties into the central management interface, and that can be monitored, so if something goes wrong, you can see it remotely.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to our community chat and read our comments. Oh, we need to finish this part, then we will go to chat. Yes, I see. I thought that because of the ad. Okay.
Is that there are 2 pumps down here. Now these pumps you can actually service because they're for redundancy. If the pump were to go out, you just pull the thing out, then you go put it back in. Again, I'm not going to go do this on a live system, but we've done it previously on STH. Okay, so it's time to get to the other side of the rack, just to kind of give you an idea of how the back of these racks look. On the side, you'll see that we have our overall rack manifold. You're going to again see our red and blue liquid cooled rails. Now behind that, you're going to see that we have a bunch of 3-phase power strips that are in here since these things use a lot of power in each rack. And on the other side, you're going to see that we have all of these servers. Now these 4U Supermicro servers have a total of 8 NVIDIA BlueField 3 SuperNICs, and that's really there for
I
the
can
AI
hear
network.
like this sound. It is. I'm sure that in real life it is different, like much more loud, because I think that I saw some short videos, when people were complaining about how loud data centers could be. I can imagine only how loud it could be inside. I don't know.
There's also a ConnectX-7, and that's really for all the other things that the server might need, like on the CPU side. Now you might wonder, why are there fans in a system that's liquid cooled? The real reason is that these fans are needed to cool all of the little tiny components, the memory, the DIMMs, and all that kind of stuff in a system. Now, even though there are fans here, it's definitely not as loud as if this were all air-cooled. And another really important thing is that this isn't too hot. Like, I'm just standing here and it doesn't feel like I'm being heated like if I were behind an air-cooled system that was just blasting all that hot air towards me. So there is a big difference in the fact that this is a liquid-cooled versus being an air-cooled system. Now, on the back of this rack, there is a rear door heat exchanger. Now, how a rear door heat exchanger works is that the heat from the server is transferred to the liquid that flows through the radiator.
I wanted to have like big cup like this in future, where I would be able like to put my phrases like that. This cup is Burger King, but to have like enormous cup and to drink during live stream without interruption and pouring anything. Like just you port one and that's all. That would be convenient.
Air is being pulled by these large fans through the heat exchanger, and that's how all the extra heat in the racks ends up getting removed. The special part about this design is that each rack ends up being room neutral to the overall cooling of the data center. You don't see, as you're walking around here, like these giant air conditioner or air handling units, something that you would see in a lot of data centers over the years. This is a really cool feature, and it really helps each of these racks be a self-contained unit.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And another super fun fact here is that you'll see that the back of these is lit up in blue, and you might think that's a branding thing, or maybe they did that just because STH is blue and that's why it's blue. Absolutely not. Instead, this is actually a status light. So as you're walking through here, if you see a bunch of blue, that's cool. If you see something like red or something like that, that's not good. So when you're walking down the data center hall, if you see a red one, you know, oh, that one needs to get service, and the rest are okay. A couple weeks ago, I got to see these things get fired up, and it was super awesome to see all of them come up at the same time. No,
yeah, that is interesting. That is definitely interesting that colors can be reflecting statement of your equipment. Like, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, let's read our comments and let's see what we have in our Eagle community. Yes, people are already seeing their electric bills triple to build out the infrastructure. That's what I was talking like. I'm confused about this part. So why people, I mean, when billionaires, they have money, it doesn't make any sense for me. And they have a heating effect on the surrounding area, which can cause problem for humans and the environment. Yeah, about heating effect, I didn't think actually about. I mean, that's why I'm here online. I'm trying to understand pros and cons of data centers. Okay. You were not here the winter a few years ago when most of the state was without power for a week. I'm not sure. I don't know if I was here, Eunice. I don't remember that many states were without. I know that we had this during summer storm barrel, and because we do not have this generator generator that can hold your house with electricity. And yes, as I said before, generator, they're extremely expensive. I want to look actually how expensive they could be. I would go to Amazon. Why not? Just curiosity. Amazon generators. Like, yes. Generator for home use. This is I want to look for good one that could be extremely good one. Oh, 2000s? I thought they're like they're much. I know that some neighbors, they have generators for $20,000, and I'm like, 20,000? Are you crazy? Generator 40,000 watts and above. Just I don't know, what is that? What is that? What is that? Oh, here I have my microscopes. In case I have microscope on my Amazon wish list. I don't know how. I'm talking about generator that can help you to keep your fridges, your AC going working, not only PC and stuff like that. I would love actually to have generator. Oh, what if I will have such generator in future? Oh my god. And to save electricity for Heather, because I'm living on 3rd floor. And what if I will connect this generator my PC? Interesting. Oh my god, that would be cool. You can see this portable power station. I'm living on the 3rd floor. What if I will do this one day? What do you think, guys? With your support, of course. I don't know, with your support only. In this way, my expenses for Heather and Steven will be less. Will be definitely less. I love this one. Oh my god, that means I need to, do you buy this one to hub? Do you buy these solar panels separately? For whole house, yeah, like, or do you need these solar panels to buy? It goes together. I don't know. This one, but this one already has solar panels. You can see. Oh my god, it looks amazing. Yeah, maybe one day when I will have opportunity, I will buy them. Okay, sorry. I was distracted on generators. Let's read your comments. Our has been having issues with our local power grid, so people really don't like the idea of further issues. We don't have any power to spare. Our grid is already stretched to capacity. The billionaires, you say that billionaires, yeah, they're like, yeah, got it. 5 years ago, I want to read comments. 5 years ago from Lisa Marshall, we lost 7 times power in our year for no good reason. It was due to equipment failures. That year we decided to have whole house generator installed. Oh my god. We lost already. Actually, I will tell you an interesting story. Last night I woke up and I was talking with Steven. He owns this house and I'm living in his house with and Heather house. And I went down and Steven said to me that he said that during the night 3 times power went off. Power turned off 3 times. And he woke up because of this, because he had something like it was beeping. You know, some stuff, I don't know, maybe like some equipment, some PC, I don't know what was beeping. And he was like 3 times he woke up, if I'm understanding correctly. And that's why I'm like, I was like, we were talking about this yesterday. Today it was today. God, time flies like this. Like, I'm like, God, 3 times? And yes, that's why to have good generator for myself, or like, I mean, a big one for big house, it is like extremely expensive, but like we had already many times when generator was turned, like when power was off. It makes sense. This one amazing, and it has, because I am living on the top floor, I have balcony, and I could attach here these panels, and to make less maybe electricity could go down if I would not use electricity. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, in case maybe I will need to put this on Amazon wish list. I know that it is too much to ask, but I'm not forcing anyone to buy. Yes, I put this on Amazon wish list, but again, it's not like I'm forcing anyone. Yes, definitely not. I'm sorry just in case for such rudeness. Okay, let's look. The power company went through the town and cut all the trees next to power lines in half or in the shape of a Y. It looked awful. And to be honest, it is really sad to look at it. Yeah, like I can understand like when it is harming nature and all trees. It's a little bit sad. Yeah, it is sad. Aleks, the billionaires do not care one little bit about anyone except their kind and more money. I'm not understanding obsession with money. No, I'm understanding about like one thing, when you have enough to pay for your bills and you have like visible stable future, you know, like when you need like something to make sure that your life will be convenient and you can help others. I can understand this. But when you building like extremely posh castles, you know, just like to impress, just to live in castle like you're something extraordinary. Anyway, you will die. I mean, what's the point of having... Yeah, I do not mind to have big house by myself, but I would love if I would have like 3-bedroom house to give couple rooms, like extra rooms for somebody in need, or to have these open rooms maybe for my subscribers. Who knows? I would definitely give extra room for one of my subscriber if subscriber doesn't have opportunity to live I mean, like in this way I'm like, yeah, or maybe some refugee who went to America and decided to realize his or her dream, and yeah, or some relatives like of people who helped me. Why not? It does make sense, but when you have 20 bedroom castle, it doesn't make any sense, and all of them empty. That is crazy. Okay. It was 2021. That Texas had the ice storm and so many people lost power for a week or more, and in freezing temperatures. I know. I asked Sally in 2023, but I was in detention. I came to America in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Yes? Something like that. I'm already forgetting my own life history. But time goes so fast. At the end of this year, it will be like 4 years in America. 4 years. That's why I'm thinking sometimes, if I will do something to make less price for bills for Steven and Heather, because I don't pay for electricity if I will have generator like this, and especially summer right now will be extremely hot, you know, I need to have advantage of this. That would be crazy. I'm like, okay, Steven Hunter, like a little bit less of like bills will be there next month because I have generator. That would be crazy. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yes, by the way, leave your likes, leave your comments below. Would be interesting to see your comments and questions. Let's read another questions, messages. It's good to hear from you again. Because like I have light in front of me and this light goes to my face. Maybe I did maybe to highlight, and I'm trying to look on messages, and that's why it is like blinding me basically. It's good to hear from you again. I haven't heard from you in over a year. Oh my god, over a year? Let's be honest, I was not doing so many live streams. That is true. I was thinking of you a while. I was in the hospital in Houston about a month ago. Oh, wow. You're from Texas. Glad to see you. Oh, I hope that you're doing well now, and I hope that your health is you're in better like condition. Can I say so? Yes. The most important, like in our lives, it is like our health. Like, yeah, I hope that you are feeling better, and yeah. Well, I rarely watch your live YouTube videos. I've had a lot of time off from work because of illness. Oh, I hope that you recovered now and you feel better these days. Yeah, my heart to you. My heart to you. Yes, because like today, if we are talking about health, I will tell you. I had a dental appointment again, and before I had pain, and like I don't know, this pain was going so high. Sometimes it was I had pain in my ear even, and headache was painful too at some point. And I'm like, God, especially I don't know, it was maybe emotional or stuff like that, but anyway, now I do not have this pain, and because of I will have crown. I have for short period of time crown, and they decided to schedule on June 3rd. I will have forever crown, like, you know, for a long time. Yes, on June 3rd they will do it, and on June 3rd I will have my birthday, by the way. I was thinking do a live stream, but I don't know, maybe I will do a live stream during the morning, because during day I will have dental appointments. They will place crown and to do some fillings. It will be a busy day. But yes, best wishes to you, and you say thank you. Best wishes to you, and hope that everyone, not only including in our Eagle community, in our chat, you will feel better. You will feel amazing. If you have some problems, with health, you will recover soon. That's my wish. That's why my energy to you, vibe to you. I hope that you will recover, everyone. Yes. Okay, let's go. Let's continue.
Of course, with any large-scale cluster, you need CPU compute as well for those tasks that GPUs are just not really good at. And that's exactly what these are next to me. These are 42 one-use servers per rack that provide all of the CPU compute when you need to do things like data prep and all that kind of stuff that really works well on CPU. And so in any large cluster, you're always going to see a set of CPU compute nodes along with your GPU compute nodes.
This professional 32 TW
advertisement.
SSD capable of holding the
Now they're thinking that I am extra turbo IT guy because I'm watching such videos. As a result, they're giving an advertisement like related to the topic.
Now this entire cluster runs on Ethernet, which is the same basic technology you would find networking for your laptop, your PC, or a bunch of other devices. Now each of the servers uses a NVIDIA BlueField 3 SuperNIC DPU. We have definitely covered the NVIDIA BlueField 3 DPUs and previous generations on STH for many years. And if you've seen that, you probably know it means that there's a lot going on here more than just your basic Ethernet. Each of these NVIDIA BlueField 3 cards provides 400 gigabit networking all the way up to the AI infrastructure, and that's kind of similar to how your PC or laptop will go access the internet just to watch this video. Now, for those that are steeped in the supercomputer realm, they'll definitely say, hey, the way that a lot of folks make clusters is they use technologies like InfiniBand or other exotic interconnects. Well, those fabrics often work for the world's supercomputers. The world's gargantuan networks run on Ethernet. And that's one of the reasons that they're using it here, because they don't need to just scale to the size of a supercomputer. They need to scale to a massive AI cluster. Now, of course, this is not the same Ethernet that you have in your PC or notebook or something like that. It's much faster, probably something like 400 times faster, but NVIDIA has some other processes going along into this. Behind me, we have the NVIDIA SN5600, which is a 64-port, 800 gigabit Ethernet switch. And that means each one of these can be split and run 128 400 gigabit Ethernet links. And these NVIDIA Spectrum X switches, along with the BlueField 3 DPUs, can do amazing things. These have a host of features and processing capabilities that allow the NVIDIA GPUs and the entire cluster to run at their maximum performance levels. The NVIDIA solution can do things like offload.
It looks so crazy. All these cables all together. It looks extremely crazy. I mean, look at this. God.
Security protocols, and has advanced flow management to help ensure that you don't have a congested network. The other thing you can do, though, is you can maintain a flow of data and packets throughout the entire cluster and help make sure that things get to the right place at the right time. And here, it could be used not just for the RDMA network for the GPUs, but also for things like providing storage. As you can probably tell as I blend in with single mode fiber with my yellow shirt, there's an absolute ton of optics and fiber and stuff running throughout this entire building to make sure that the communication happens efficiently and fast. Now, these over here are the north-south switches. In a modern AI cluster, the east-west traffic pattern is usually dominant. Still, these fancy high-end switches can handle a ton of 400 gig Ethernet connections for north-south traffic, just like the other switches that we looked at for east-west. These are not being used for the RDMA network, which is a fast network.
That is crazy. I'm thinking about this as, can you imagine, like, all our life we are connected to technologies nowadays, and even if sometimes we do not want to use it, but pretty often when you're buying tickets to fly somewhere, if you call into someone, all this information goes through probably these cables, and that is crazy to think about this, because it makes our life more convenient in many ways. Yes, some people would say that people were living before centuries without all these technologies, but also at the same time, time is changing, and time is changing fast. Like life, the way how we are living is changing too, extremely fast. The question about safety and concerns and all this greediness towards extremely rich people, it is another question. I would put this aside and I would leave those who knows what they're talking about, because maybe actually we will watch today some video related to why people against data centers and why people opposing this and what situation causing why they opposed all of this. But eventually I would say that it is everything could play in better way towards society and human ordinary people, not extremely rich. It could play better, and I believe that's for sure. But about technologies, yes, as human beings, we reached so far, we achieved a lot, and of course, when we are talking about technologies like this, you would think and expect from people to, like, to, I don't know, to be better. Easy to say. Anyway, let's go, let's finish this video. It's showing that 3 minutes plus left for this video, and would be nice to see your comments or maybe your suggestion. What do you want me to watch related to this topic? And yeah, that would be nice.
GPUs require. Instead, this is being used for all of the other work, all of the other supercomputer tasks in the cluster. But these switches are another 64-port 800 gigabit Ethernet switch, which is just really cool. It's a really high-end system, and this is definitely one of the first deployments for this type of switch in the world.
Storage.
Now, with a large-scale AI cluster like this, storage is delivered a little differently than you would be used to in something like your desktop, your notebook, tablet, all that kind of stuff where you have local storage. Instead, the vast majority of storage is delivered over the network. The reason for this is that this type of AI training needs tons of storage, and so you can't really fit it in each of those GPU servers. And also, all of the GPU and CPU servers need access to all of that storage, and so that's the reason there's a giant storage cluster here.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking.
Like a base 44. That's what I'm using, base 44, for building my little project. In future, this last months I was a little busy, like to do anything with my website. But I will continue in future to do this stuff, to work with this, and yeah, because it is interesting, yeah. Okay, 1 sec, let's go.
Now, with any liquid-cooled data center, a big part of that is, of course, the liquid cooling. And if you look around me right now, what you're going to see is these just absolutely giant pipes. I mean, these things are huge. And what these pipes do is they take liquid or water from the outside that's generally cooler, and they bring it inside the facility. It gets distributed into the different data halls, and then from there it goes into the CDUs, which you saw that's where all of the racks have their GPUs and all that kind of stuff. All that heat from all those GPU servers goes into the CDUs, gets exchanged to these racks. It comes back out as warm water, and at that point it can go outside to a chiller. Now, these chillers are not made for things like, you know, making ice cubes or anything like that. They just lower the temperature of the water by a couple of degrees, and then that water can get recirculated at a cooler temperature, and the whole process can cycle over and over again.
Looks like the same water is using, like, I don't know, a lot of, like, you can use this for years. Basically the same water, or maybe, I mean, because it's just cooling down, then going back. It is like taking all this temperature, absorbing this temperature, then it is cooling down again. It is basically not necessary that, because they're circulating this water, you know? Circulation of water goes there. It makes sense. Yeah.
That's how data centers like this are able to reuse water. And by the way, these pipes are absolutely huge. and I can certainly feel the water flowing through here right now.
Oh, wow.
Now, one other amazing innovation here is really what's next to me, which is the Tesla Megapacks that actually power the training jobs that are in this facility. What they found was that there are these little millisecond variations in power when all of these GPUs start training something, and when that happens, that was causing all kinds of problems with the power infrastructure. So the answer was to have all of the input power from generators and what have you generate power that goes into the batteries and have the batteries discharge and power the training jobs. Now, of course, that's the kind of engineering challenge that you have to solve for when you're building something of this scale. Now, of course, what you're seeing here today is really like a phase one of this entire cluster. This thing is already the largest AI training cluster in the world, and they are still building, which is absolutely amazing. Now, of course, a project like this takes a ton of people. I just want to say thank you, of course, to our team, but also the Supermicro team, the XAI team, and everybody else that's been involved in making this happen. Now, of course, if you like this video and all of this cool AI infrastructure and you just want to look for a job, there is a career page that you can definitely check out and see if
career page.
You know, something there piques your interest because
wow, career page. What the heck? Maybe they have link. I'm like, time to take my chance. No, they don't have the link. Join it, no. Weekly, no. Main site article, okay. Maybe they have here. I just want to check. Curiosity is driving me away this career page. Yep. And then, no, I don't see anything yet. I'm curious. Contact, storage, okay, is their website serverthehome.com? Okay. Subscribe, no. Hardware guide, software, visualization, networking, storage, other companies, AI, forums, No, I don't see anything. I'm completely on website where I don't need to be. Okay. I think that I'm lost. Okay. Yes, we finished this web video, and you can see comments. Finally, a system that meets Windows Vista minimum requirements. Okay, it's hard to believe that all of this was built in 122 days. The network alone is insane. As I said before, there are like many years of preparation, probably like approving projects, you know, this stuff, like it doesn't work like this. And I want to actually, what I want to do, I want to ask AI, you know, a question, and this question will be about what's in the world. This question will be about pros and cons of data centers. Okay. Oh, centers. Pros and cons data centers. And in this way, maybe I need to move a little bit here. Oops. And you will be able to see this. If I will move like that. No. Here. Guys, what's going on? I'm trying to move it. It doesn't work like I want to be. It's small. I don't want to stretch it too much. Okay. But I hope that it is visually visible. Okay. Economic catalyst. It is a cons, advantages of data centers. Data centers drive significant economic activity, particularly in rural areas, through large investments, tax revenue, and infrastructure development. For example, in 25, global data center deals reached to $61 billion, with major investments by companies like Meta and Google, boosting local economies. Okay, sorry, and creating jobs. They say data centers use too much water and electricity. I honestly not know. Yeah, we saw in this video that they said about that data center, exactly this one, using water. This water can help to make yeah, my head is too white. Like I did too much brightness maybe. Anyway, yeah, that makes sense. Another pros, job creation and skills development. While not always massive in numbers, data centers create specialized technical jobs and can stimulate local employment indirectly through supporting industries. It does make sense. Reliability and high availability. These data centers are designed for minimal downtime, with robust backup systems and redundancy, ensuring continuous access to cloud services, AI processing, and online platforms. Reduced maintenance burden. Outsourcing to a data center reduces the need for in-house IT staff to manage service and networking equipment as the provider handles maintenance and upgrades. Okay. Disadvantages. That's what you were talking about this before. High energy consumption. Looks like it is number one. Like, no, not number one, not necessarily, but maybe I should transform my from the left. Let's 150. Okay, you will be able to see this corner. I transformed my screen again. Okay, we have here high energy consumption. Data centers consume massive amounts of electricity, often straining local power. Okay, local power. That's what we were talking about, guys, girls. And contributing to higher energy costs for surrounding That's what you said. Like, that's why people like opposing this, because, but I'm not understanding why people, communities paying for this. That is, like, in my mind, I do not understand. In this way, of course, I would be against of building close to this neighbor if I like living like here, and it doesn't make sense, because if my salary not so high, why should I pay for this? I already have my bills to pay. Why I need to pay for this AI center? Doesn't make any sense. Water usage and environment impact. Cooling systems require large volumes of water, which can stress local water supplies, and reliance on fossil fuels for electricity can increase carbon emissions. Okay, here we have another downside. Limited local control. Companies using third-party data centers have less direct control over infrastructure, relying on provider support for troubleshooting and security. Community concerns. Yeah. Residents often oppose data center construction due to increased electricity rates, environment strain, perceived limited local economic benefits, especially when tax incentives are provided to developers. Okay. Dependence on connectivity. Performance is heavily reliant on internet quality. Poor connectivity can impact service delivery. I don't understand dependence on connectivity, this part. High capital costs. Building and maintaining data centers require significant investments in land construction and advanced hardware, which can be a barrier for smaller organizations. Okay, and there's some conclusion. You can find conclusion. Okay. High energy consumption. No. Conclusion. Data centers. It is modern digital infrastructure supporting cloud computing, AI, and online services while driving economic growth. However, the economic growth is driving. They're driving economic growth for sure, but their environment footprint, energy demands, and community impacts require careful planning and sustainable practices. Balancing performance, cost, and sustainability is key to maximize benefits while mitigating drawbacks. Okay, that's what I was talking about before. If we are talking about big projects, obviously it is extremely important. That's why it was my face was wide, like extra wide, because of white screen. It was like basically additional light for my face. But yes, it does make sense. Now everything makes sense for me. And I mean, like, not everything, but I try to understand and to look at these from different corners. But yeah, I'm glad that we were online today. I'm extremely happy that I was with you, you were with me these couple hours. How long I was with you? I don't know. Oh, 2 hours. I didn't notice time, really. It was extremely fast. But I'm excited that we try to explore this topic today with you together. Also, I'm excited for your support, for your comments, for your likes. Yes, your likes are extremely important for me. And yeah, they're important like for this channel too. I will be happy if you will find Amazon wishlist for me. Of course, yeah, there's different stuff. Extremely expensive, and not so expensive too, you can find. But anyway, you can support me by leaving likes, Amazon wishlist, and PayPal. Also, your comments extremely important. But I'm wishing you to be healthy. That's what I'm wishing to have. Health, to be happy. Sometimes you have downfalls, not so happy days, but I hope that you will have more happy days in your life. And what to wish you else? Maybe the best. I don't know. The best, very abstracted wish, but still wishing you to be yourself. Thank you, Lisa Marshall, for your constant support and showing Amazon wish list. Yeah, I'm hugging you. Be yourself. Be yourself. That's my message. And as always, see you next time.